If you're like me as a parent, you're constantly trying to find ways to create generational wealth and place your children in a position financially better than you once were, or maybe that you're currently in. In this video, we'll discuss ways to create generational wealth, make your children wealthy, and also ways that they can invest in real estate themselves when they reach a majority age. So stay tuned. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to my channel, Money Moves with Kay. I'm Kay, and I want to remind you to stay towards the very end of the video so you don't miss any nuggets that I share. You can't implement the information if you don't have the information. So make sure you stay towards the end of the video so you don't miss a thing. Also, I'm not a financial advisor, so this is not financial advice, nor is it tax advice, all right? Without further ado, let's get started. So this custodial account that I'll break down today is called a UTMA. This account is unique because it allows an adult to transfer assets to a minor by opening a custodial account for them. So that means the adult will be managing the account until the child reaches the majority age of 18 or 21, depending on the state in which you reside. Did you notice that I mentioned an adult can open a UTMA account on the child's behalf and not just the child's parents? So that makes this account even cooler because anyone can open a UTMA account for a minor. So that would mean an ambitious auntie, uncle, grandpa, grandma, mom, dad, family, friend, all have the ability to open and contribute towards a UTMA account for a minor so they can accumulate some assets. My husband and I actually opened a UTMA account for our 6-year-old daughter about a year and a half ago. Family and friends now know to gift her money for birthdays and special occasions, and we literally devote half of that money towards her gifts, right? Things a 6-year-old would love and play with. She's still a child. And then the other half we devote towards her UTMA account, in which it can grow and compound over time. If we continue to invest in her UTMA account, by the time she reaches the age of 21 years old, she will have over $61,000. Now it's important to note here that most of the funds that we devote towards retirement in our household goes towards mommy and daddy, okay? It goes towards us because we are closer to the retirement age, and I also encourage you to have a plan for yourself before you spill over towards your children, right? Your children's investment for their future is very, very vital and important, but you must take care of yourself first by planning and investing and making sure that you have everything set up for your retirement first before you can even give towards your children. So that begs the biggest question. How do you use this type of account to invest in real estate? And of course, I got you covered. So once your child reaches the majority age in your particular state, your child becomes the primary account holder, in which you have no more say-so on what they choose to spend the money on, which would mean they can literally spend the money on anything. Yes, you heard it right, anything. That would mean they can use that lump sum of money to put a down payment of a home or a multi-unit or even buy a home using the strategies that I list on this channel, right? So if you're interested in how to find distressed properties for free, you can just outright buy a cheap property, I'll put the link in the description below so you can watch that video as well. But the point is they can use it for real estate as well. They can use that money for a down payment and just catapult themselves into a different arena of wealth. They could also use that money for college. They can use that money to start a business. They can use that money to roll over into a Roth IRA or purchase a car. The endless possibilities are there in which they can use however they see fit. Again, this is their money to do with it as they please, which I already know. Parents out there like, what? Are you telling me my 18 or 21-year-old or older in some states will have the ability to use this money how they see fit? Oh no, I'm not down for that. But I have some pros for you with that, so hold tight to the pros. So one major pro to this is that this allows parents listen up, this allows you to provide teachable moments to your children so that they will be able to have the resources and the tools necessary to make those sound financial decisions when it's time, once they reach majority age, so that they don't stray, right? So you're gonna teach them how to steward their money and how to invest their money appropriately and not just blow the money, right? Because that goes on to the con side of it all. But what about the pro of teaching your kids financial literacy at an early age? So by the time they reach majority age, they're able to steward their money appropriately. Another pro is that a UTMA also provides a convenient way for children to save and invest without carrying the tax burden. Please keep in mind with regards to a UTMA account that you can gift up to $16,000 without a gift tax. Anything over that, you will have to fill out a gift tax form and submit that paperwork for that, okay? And potentially, possibly be taxed for your gift over $16,000. Another pro to a UTMA account is that the funds can be used for anything once the child reaches a majority age. That differs from a 529 plan because with a 529 plan, students or children have to use that money for college. Now this is crucial because not every child wants to go to college. Now let's do a quick exercise. I want you to close your eyes and just imagine. Let's fast forward for a second. Imagine yourself giving your child $20,000, $15,000, $50,000, whatever the amount is, you giving your child at the age of majority in your state that money, that lump sum of money, and allowing them to do that with that money as they will, constructively, of course, because you've already implemented financial literacy in their lives. Imagine gifting that child that amount of money when they reach majority age. Like, that is priceless. They will be able to set themselves off on the right foot, right? To start the race with a head start, really. So you are doing your child a service by providing them with a UTMA account and really investing in their future. It's important to note here that you can have a 529 plan and a UTMA at the same time. So it's not one or the other. For our family, we don't necessarily have a 529 plan for our 6-year-old daughter because she has access to the GI Bill. We're a military family, so her education and schooling is 100% taken care of in the event that she wants to go to college, right? But could you imagine this for a second, to say that she goes to college, but she also has a UTMA, and now she has all those funds to potentially purchase a unit, purchase a duplex or a quad in her area in which she's going to college. So she's renting out all 3 units while she's going to college, right? And when she moves out, she graduates from college, she moves out, puts another renter in there, and now we're setting her up with real estate really at an early age. So keep those things in mind as you're moving towards your goals or your financial goals with your children. My last pro is that a UTMA account is super duper easy to set up. It took us only 10 minutes to set one up for our daughter, and we've gone through Fidelity. So you can use a bank or a brokerage account in order to set it up. And again, we've used Fidelity to set her up. So yeah, it's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So let's move on to the cons. So the first con we're going to talk about is the fact that your 18 or 21-year-old potentially has access to a lump sum of money at that age, and that may frighten you, right? So kind of the opposite of what I mentioned earlier about teaching your kids financial literacy. Sometimes you can teach your kids financial literacy all you want, and they have to implement it and execute when they reach that age of majority. So, I mean, if we all know, we're all parents, and we kind of know that sometimes it just falls on deaf ears what you're saying to your children. They have to be willing and able to execute those strategies that you have implemented in their heads and kind of in their ear talking to them. So that's one downfall to the UTMA account. Another con to a UTMA is that it could negatively impact your child's financial aid for college. When you open up a UTMA account, you are using your child's social security number. Since they are the beneficiary to the account, this will mean that the UTMA reduces the available financial aid for the student because now they have income or assets. Another con is that although the adult manages the account for the child is still the owner of the account. This would mean that the funds are irrevocable and there are no takebacks, which would also mean that down the line, you couldn't take that money back out of a UTMA account and use it for your own benefit. Also keep in mind that parents can use the funds in the UTMA account towards the use and benefit of that minor, which is the beneficiary of the account. So if you're planning for music lessons or camp or educational purposes, you can use those funds within a UTMA account towards the use or benefit of the minor. And of course, you will have to prove that you're using the funds for that, all right? So keep that in mind with the UTMA account as well. Another con to a UTMA account is that a kiddie tax can be applied to the funds within the account. Currently, the first $1,150 is not taxed. The next $1,150 is taxed at a child's rate or a child's tax rate. And if the amount of money surpasses or goes over $2,300, then it will trigger the kiddie tax, and that money would have to be taxed at the parent's tax rate. That's the end of my video. Thank you so very much for making it to this point. Until next time, guys, you stay blessed. Peace.